So, are you local?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How long have you been in town?
I moved to Townsville in September 2009.
Nice. Where were you born?
I was born in Longreach, so a little country town, kind of out in the middle of Queensland, like right in the middle of Queensland map.
Yep.
Yeah, out there.
Nice.
So
When did that happen?
very country. That happened in 2009. Oh no,
2009?
1989. I got one of the numbers right.
One of them. Close enough. Have you got any siblings?
I have a brother and a sister, both younger than me.
Nice. Where'd you go to school? When did you finish high school?
Yeah, so I went to school in St Brendan's College down in Yeppoon.
Yep.
Did grade 8 to grade 12 there, and did okay.
Yep. Nice. Did you go to uni? What did you study if you did?
I didn't go to uni.
Yeah.
Had no interest in that. I basically did everything I could to get into the army as soon as I could.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my career path instead of doing the whole study thing.
Yeah. So when did you join the army?
I joined November 2008.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. What's your job in the army within it?
I am a combat engineer.
Yeah.
So our job is we have a huge list of things we do, but we do demolitions, we build things, we search, purify water, boating, build bridges, just
Wow.
the list goes on.
Nice. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah. So I was in the regular army
Yep.
up until 2013, and now I'm in the reserves, which I find it's fantastic because I still get to do the aspects of the regular army job that I enjoy. However, I get the freer lifestyle, more time off to kind of do the things that I enjoy doing.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's the way. What are some positive experiences that you've had with the army?
Well, working over in Papua New Guinea was really cool.
Yeah, nice.
Being able to help renovate their bases and do up one of their schools, which was quite nice to do. It's a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
Very interesting country, very beautiful.
Yep.
It's like the unruined beaches. So that was great. And also my deployment to Afghanistan, although it wasn't full of a lot of positivity, I found it to be a big sort of cornerstone of who I became and who I am today. So those experiences I value quite a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What would you be doing if you weren't in the army today?
Oh God, I really have no idea.
Yeah.
So if I didn't get into the army at all, wow, I would have been pretty lost because that's kind of all I ever dreamed of doing was to be a soldier in the army.
Yeah.
So if that never happened, who knows where I could be at the moment. Can't imagine anywhere back where my head was back then. I can't imagine anywhere good.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Where did your love of photography come from?
I honestly don't know. I've never really been into it until maybe the last year.
Yeah.
And I started to get a little bit fancy with, it was just my phone back then. It was mainly because of my little health business. I was trying to do product photography with my phone, and I kind of, I don't know, started to make a little bit of videos and things like that, and then I ended up getting a GoPro and made videos for my gym. And then kind of evolved from there and just developed a love of filmmaking, and then through that photography as well. So it's only really kind of a new passion of mine over the last 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, nice. Where have you gone with photography? Like, what opportunities has that opened for you?
Well, my first paid gig, what I thought was pretty amazing, was a wedding. So kind of the kickstart of my photography, videography business was filming a wedding and taking some photos there as well. So being able to share the story of someone's love was kind of the thing that really sold me on it.
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this feels amazing to be able to do this for people. And I've done photography down in the Hunter Valley at retreats. I'm going to a retreat near Tully in April for another personal development retreat up there, so I'm filming that. And got another wedding coming up as well.
Oh, nice.
And a wedding vow renewal, so lots of stuff about love. And it's also taken me to like collaborative photo shoots, so to shoot models and things like that as well, which is, it's a very different ball game. It's all very organised and structured. However, it's a lot of fun and it's like super creative.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah,
nice.
I like working with people.
Nice. Where do you want to go with photography? Like, where are you hoping it'll take you?
Well, short-term goals, probably in the next year or so, I want to create a music video.
Yeah.
So not particularly photography-wise, but filmmaking. I want to help someone create a music video.
Yeah.
Just like something I've wanted to do for like the last year. And I suppose the big goal is to do lots of traveling and filming stuff for clients all over the world. So I love traveling. I just love the adventure of exploring new places, and to be able to do that while doing filmmaking, which is something else I love, and get paid to do it, is like the ultimate goal for me.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. Have you had any major involvements in the community to do with photography or the army, or both? Have you done anything in collaboration with the army and your filmmaking or photography?
Yeah. I don't know if it's so much for the community, but I've made videos and I'll do photos for my army units that I'm involved in. So I suppose for that community, it helps them out because they get to sort of, I don't know, have a story of everything they've achieved over the year. So they get an end of year video and they just get to show their families and everyone they love, here's everything I've been up to over the years. So it's not so much for the wider community, but for that community, it helps them out a lot for sort of, because you can't put a lot of the army stuff on social media. So for me to be able to film and photograph the whole year, compile it into a nice story for them to show their families means a lot to them.
Nice. Have you got many supporters in what you do, and who are they?
I've grown a little bit of a following, which is pretty cool. And I suppose a lot of my supporters are friends that probably didn't think I was that creative. They're just like, holy crap, you're doing stuff, that's cool. And a lot of them are other photographers. Like I'm a part of a few photography Facebook pages, and through that we do collaborative shoots and stuff, and there's a very, very supportive community. You think being a photographer in a town that's full of photographers would be really, really competitive, but it's very supportive. Like everyone, there's always enough people to supply a service to. You're don't need to be in competition with people. So the community up here of like photographers and models and hair makeup artists, everyone loves each other's work, and it's a really cool thing to feel like you're part of.
Nice. Nice. How have they helped you get to where they are, or get where you are today?
On a lot of the collaborative shoots, like the last collaborative shoot I did was one of the photographers actually lent us, like myself and another photographer, her studio, and was actually there and kind of like guided us through a few things. And that's the first studio shoot I'd ever done. She showed us how to use the lights properly and how to do a few different little tricks here and there. So I learned a lot just from that photo shoot, because someone was kind enough to go, I have an awesome studio, you guys can borrow it and I'm going to actually teach you. Like, didn't ask for anything in return, just out of the kindness of her heart, just kind of gave us some tutoring and a really cool space to work in. So I learned a lot off her. I've learned a lot off working with different models as well. Everyone has their different levels of confidence and the way they like to pose and their own kind of theme. Some models like to be portrayed kind of like a dark light, like sort of want all their photos to be like they're this ominous kind of person, where others like to be bright and happy and like shows off their personality. So I've learned a lot about how to frame different people and work with different people who like to portray themselves differently. Yeah.
Interesting. Who's your biggest inspiration?
In filmmaking and photography world, is actually a Canadian gentleman, well, there's two of them actually, that I follow on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and everywhere because they're amazing. One's Peter McKinnon. He's just a fantastic filmmaker. He the way his style really, I've kind of adopted a lot of his styles in my short videos. He's very cinematic. Like he does lots of like the slow motion cinematic shots and calming music or adventurous sort of music, like a build up to something. Like he's really good at that. And he has built a really awesome brand where everyone that follows him just feels like they know him. They feel like they're his friend. So you watch a video, it's like, Pete's talking to me. This is awesome. Like, it's just, he's so good at everything he does in that YouTube space and filmmaking, photography. And he inspires me because he gets called to do all these big photo video shoots all over the world and just gets paid buku dollars to do what he loves, travel and share stories. And the other guy is actually friends with him, and I came across him through Peter, and his name's Jesse Driftwood. And he's kind of known as Instagram story filmmaker. So he just makes these really cool Instagram stories that like full production quality, cool transitions, just really, really awesome to watch. And just lots of little stories about like what he's up to that day or what him and his daughter are doing, and just like cute stuff like that. But it's like you're watching a short film. It's just put that much like quality into making those little videos that people only get to see for 24 hours. But he treats them like they're the next movie.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a really good storyteller.
I noticed you started doing those sorts of stuff.
I did for a little bit. I did for a little bit.
They're quite interesting. I like them.
They're fun.
Yeah.
I'm up to film wedding stuff. Camera bag.
Pull up on some yellow cap street shit. Pull up. Faded off the sand, you be sneaking. Tell me where you be at in the nighttime. Baby, hit me on that lifeline.
Whoa, talk about wobbly, but I made it. However, my phone won't let me upload them to Instagram, only to Snapchat. So like the little community I have on Snapchat got to see them, but for the time I was putting into it, it kind of wasn't worth it at that point in time.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future, I'll get a new phone one day and it can handle uploading like big stories to Instagram. But in the meantime, I'm just happy doing YouTube and just being an idiot on Instagram.
Nice. How has photography grown you as a person? Like confidence or experience wise? Or
it's changed me quite a lot actually. Over the last not even a year since I started this business, I've become better with people. I've become a lot more confident in front of a lens, especially like while vlogging. It's very unusual to be holding a camera out, talking to it, and kind of not caring that everyone around you is staring at you like you're an idiot. So to be able to do that in public is something that I would never have ever thought about doing before, let alone even doing it in private. It used to feel awkward. I've also developed the way I see things is very different. Like I managed to see things in a very different creative light than a lot of other people I know. So it's kind of developed the way I see things very differently, and I suppose the world looks a lot more beautiful when you know how to like capture it correctly. And you can just notice little details that I never really used to notice before. And being around all these like filming all these like love stories and that kind of things made me a bit of a softie as well. And I'm just like, I want that. I want that.
Nice. So what's the biggest lesson you've learnt so far when it comes to your experiences and whatnot?
Well, if I was to relate it to filmmaking photography, for anybody who wants to get into it, it's not the gear that you have that makes how good you are.
Yeah.
It's yourself, your ability to see things differently than others, your ability to like capture the right moments. And I started with just like my phone, and if you know how to shoot things right, they look really good.
Yeah.
And then to slowly work my way up to what I'm filming on right now, it's that can do a hell of a lot more than my previous cameras can. But some of my photos from way back in the day are nearly just as good as some of the stuff I'm taking now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's all inside the person that makes them who they are, not the gear that they use. Is like a big thing that I've learned over the last year or so of using different equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to get out there. Yeah, everyone has a bit of creativity inside them. Don't be afraid to share it with the world. Open yourself up to some criticism, because it's going to teach you lessons that's going to make you better.
Great stuff. Yeah. What do you want people to take away from your photography? What lessons do you want them to learn from?
When I first read the question, I was like, what do I want my clients to take away? And my first answer was like, their invoice that they're paid.
Yeah.
They can take that away with their USP.
Yeah.
And that was like, it wasn't the first thing that came to mind, but I was like, that's a good answer, because I do what I love and I like to get paid for it.
Yeah.
However, I suppose the main thing I want people to take away from, if I was to provide them with the service or the end product, is them feeling overwhelmingly happy. So I want everyone that looks at my stuff to feel a certain way when they look at photos, or when they rewatch the film that they're in or something like that from their wedding. They just get to really feel those emotions again and kind of relive those special moments.
Yeah, nice.
Which is what I've based my brand around, is the moments, not particularly what I do. It's what those people get to experience through what I do.
Yeah.
So I just want everyone to feel happy with what I provide them, and get to get to relive the special moments and feel like they're kind of there again.
Yeah.
Which I suppose is why people take photos and videos.
Yeah, nice. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, I have always kind of had aspirations of late to do really well on YouTube.
Yeah.
I just find that to be just a fantastic way to make money. Before they messed up all the algorithms, just like Peter McKinnon, the Jesse Driftwood, a bunch of all their mates that work to collaborate together, just doing vlogging, which is what I love doing. They make money doing traveling and vlogging and just telling stories. That in 5 years would be awesome for me to be able to do that and then share those little stories with the world on YouTube.
Yeah.
And also I want to get into kind of like short films and stuff as well. So an extension of what I'm already doing, just larger. Yeah.
What's the best piece of advice you could give someone who wants to pursue a career or take up a hobby in photography or filmmaking?
I suppose to start with, it's what kind of niche are you trying to do? Would kind of define on what equipment you get. So if you mainly want to just do videos, make sure you get a camera that can do video. If you get a camera that can do 60 frames a second as well, that kind of opens up different avenues of slow motion and stuff you can do, so you can get a bit more creative. If you're someone that just wants to do travel lots and do quick snaps and stuff, it's probably better to start with a smaller camera. And again, it's just sort of kind of defining yourself as what kind of photography or videography you want to do before you get started. Kind of allows you to focus on those areas instead of going, I'm just going to do everything, which is fine, I suppose, if you're just doing it on your phone, because your phone can kind of do okay versions of everything. But if you wanted to get really serious on something, niche it down to at least a couple things that you want to focus on. So if you want to do people, then get a good portrait lens with a camera that can fit lenses. If you want to do landscape, get a wide angle. So it's sort of, if you're on a smaller budget, it allows you to buy specifically what's going to serve your purpose of what you're passionate about.
Nice.
So that's a long-winded answer.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of writing to do.
Sweet. All right. Well, that's all.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maddie.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.